Start the show.
Hi, Melissa. Welcome to Yarn on the House.
Hi, Veronica.
Thank you for being here with us today. For those of the followers that don't know who you are, why don't you tell them what you do and what you're all about?
Well, I have a blog called Knitting School Dropout, and I've designed a few patterns, and also am co-author of the book New England Knits.
Yay!
But also I work with people with developmental disabilities as like a full-time thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I work at the very famous Webb's Yarn Store part-time.
Yay! That must be very inspiring.
It's very fun. It's like overwhelmingly inspiring, all that yarn.
Right. It has to be. So you're a designer, and you have some of my most favorite knitwear designs on the market. I just wanted to tell you.
Oh, thanks.
Where do you get your inspiration from, other than just the web store?
Well, for the most part, I really just try to design things that I would wear. Mm-hmm. So I tend to stick with things that are simple for the most part, with maybe one or two interesting details. Yeah. Because I know those are the kinds of things that I wear more often. Mm-hmm. And, occasionally it's inspired by like a mood board or something that I get from a publication, but usually I just do designs based on what I would wear.
Yeah, I like that about your designs. They're very wearable, which is nice. It's not like couture runway stuff. It's just stuff normal people might actually go into their closet and put on. So
yeah, that stuff would be fun to make, I'm sure. But
right.
I would hate to not wear it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Your newest publication, New England Knits, was released just this past summer. It's been a huge hit. Yeah. And why don't you tell everybody about that and how all of that came together?
Well, it was actually an idea that Cecily and I came up with when we were at Rhinebeck in, October of 2008. And it was one of those days that's really warm and kind of mild during the day. And then at night, it was just freezing. And we were, scrambling to find like mittens and hats and things from our bags. And we just started talking about what our perfect winter and fall wardrobe would be. And we were talking about maybe doing a collection together. And then we thought, you want to write a book? And it was kind of a joke, but Cecily's definitely more of a go-getter than I am. I'm kind of like, an idea person. But the next day she emailed me and was like, you want to really do this? Let's do it. And I just went along with it. I really did. I had no idea. Interweave was the first place we went to because we just loved the books they put out, and we really didn't think they would say yes, but we were really happy when they did.
That's exciting. Did you guys send them your thoughts and ideas for what the designs were, or just the concept of the book to begin with?
Well, we sent the concept and some design ideas, and we tweaked it along the way. We were calling it Northeast Knits, and they came up with the idea for New England Knits. And
because both you ladies are from New England, is that correct?
Yes. Cecily lives in Maine right now, but I've always lived in Massachusetts, and she used to live in Massachusetts. But yeah, I mean, it's easy for New England to be inspiration for either of us, because that's where we've gotten dressed for our lives. So
right. Yeah. Looking at your designs from the book and your other self-published patterns, you like to use a lot of classic and rustic wools, or you like the semi-solid hand dyes too. So what's some of your current favorites right now that you're knitting with?
There's so many yarns that I love. Some newer yarns that I love are I love quince yarns. I love Shelter, but the ones that I use the most, I would say Saint Denis Nordique. I really just love that yarn, and there's so many great colors, and I've used it in 5 sweaters probably total.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I was going through it. I think she really
I love the
that.
hand-dyed yarns. I am knitting with some Plucky Knitter yarns right now, and it's my first experience, and I just love them. There's so many yarns that I love, but I also like at Webb's we have the Northampton Bulky, which are kind of rustic wools that are really nice. I like crunchy wool a lot
Crunchy wool.
because I wear my sweaters without a coat.
I like that. You like crunchy wool. That's
I
good.
like crunchy wool.
So, for budding new designers out there, what's your one piece of advice?
um, I don't know. I think I made that mistake before of designing something that I thought other people wanted, and really just the most successful designs I've had have been the ones that I did, based on what I would wear,
Right.
and it seemed like a lot of people would want to wear those too, instead of trying to like prove something or guess what other people want to wear. Just going with what I know I would wear and hoping other people like it too. Just stick with what you feel is your design.
Right, right. That's a good piece of advice. So, what's next for you? Do you have any secrets you can share with us, or are you working on some new designs?
I have a lot of designs coming up. I've slowed down a little bit lately, but I have things that I've already done that haven't come out yet.
Okay.
Cecily and I we're putting together a book of multiple designers right now. So it's
Nice.
not just us, but that'll be this time next year.
Wow, exciting.
Yeah, we're finishing that up right now, and so that's some fun stuff. And I have a lot of self-published little things that I've been kind of like holding on to. That when time allows, which I don't have much lately.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get those things out one by one.
Yeah, that's exciting. You just put out that new design, the hat that you're wearing. Show it
Oh
to
yeah,
the
it's
viewers.
it has a little,
November leaves, right?
yeah, and it
Yeah.
has just this leaf motif right here, and
Love
there's
it.
a beret version too.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, just another thing. I kind of wanted to use this stitch pattern like in a hat for myself, and I've just been trying to like write down everything I do from now on so that I just
so, so you remember what you're doing?
it's just that I started out by not writing down things, just knitting what I wanted to knit, and then people asking me for the pattern, and it was just like this painful reconstruction, by counting stitches and things, and I just
Yeah.
it's just so much more work than it needs to be.
So
I
that's
just
another piece of advice, write as you go.
write it down, write it down. Some people I just do that, they do that naturally, but I'm just more of a, like, I'd knit a whole sweater without writing anything down and then be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, and now what did I do?
yeah,
You think,
yeah.
I sometimes do that where I'll knit things just on my own and then I'll go back and while I'm knitting, I'm like, oh, I won't forget this. It'll be fine. I'll remember everything,
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
No, especially if you're knitting a lot of things.
Lot
Like,
more items at once. Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah, you'll never. Yeah, I mean, I recently had the experience of a sweater where I had one number written down, and it was just this mysterious, like, 88, and I was like, and it wasn't the number cast on,
You
and I was
didn't know
just
where
like,
it
what
fit.
does it mean? What does it mean? It was terrible. But I figured it all out.
Oh,
It's
that's
just,
good.
it took a lot longer than I needed to.
Yeah. The mysterious number.
I know I should just name that sweater 88.
Yeah. That's actually a really good name.